Ground Zero. That's where the World Trade Center once stood. 11 years ago, this was covered in ash and smoke, and people thought that no one would move back. Now it's actually the fastest growing neighborhood in New York, with businesses and families moving here. I was here on 9/11 working at City Hall. Now I live here. I'm part of a group of folks that have decided to help rebuild Lower Manhattan. I gotta tell you, it's an inspiring thing to see this neighborhood come back. This is the Emerald Society. This is the police department and the fire department have these bagpipers, and they played at all the funerals after 9/11. 343 firefighters who died, 23 Port Authority police officers. This is Alexander Hamilton's grave in the churchyard of Trinity Church. And look up, you can see the Freedom Tower and one of the World Trade Center buildings rising up behind it. This is another reminder that this is not only one of the most historic neighborhoods in the city, but the country. This is the temporary 9/11 Memorial Visitors Center. Over 4.5 million people have come here to pay their respects to the memorial. It's in one of the original buildings that survived the destruction of the Trade Center. The buildings that surrounded the center actually still stood. Currently, the city and the state are having a fight over how to build the actual museum. Construction shamefully has been stopped, but the demand, the public interest, this is one of the things that has helped lead to the resurgence, the infusion of these people in the economy. That's one of the things that's led to the resurgence in Lower Manhattan. Here across from the memorial is the W Hotel. The number of hotels in Lower Manhattan has increased from 6 to 18 in the last 11 years. It's another sign of the civic resilience of this neighborhood and city. It's coming back. So this is Greenwich Street. You can see it's vibrant with life. Restaurants, the Trinity Boxing Gym right there, where you can see folks working out during the day. This street looked like nuclear winter after 9/11. So this is the new Fulton Center, still under construction. It's going to basically be Grand Central Station South. All the subway lines coming here as well as commuter lines. And it's going to be a beautiful building with shops and stores. It's one more example how this is going to be one of the central new neighborhoods in all of New York City. Here we are in the southern tip of City Hall Park. Behind us, you'll see the cupola of City Hall. Beautiful fountain behind it and sort of a bizarre, funky art installation that Bloomberg has placed here. Behind it, that huge building you see is the only Frank Gehry designed residential tower in the country. It's one of the new buildings in Lower Manhattan, one of the reasons it's the fastest growing residential neighborhood. And you see it's got that funky, wavering Frank Gehry type design. And towards those apartments, man, you can see forever. The Brooklyn Bridge, South Street Seaport, Lower Manhattan into the New York Bay. This nondescript building was the tallest building in the world in 1899. Wouldn't even notice it now. And then right behind you is the Woolworth building. Always an office building. It was the tallest building in the world in 1913. Woodrow Wilson hit a button in the White House that lit it up, and it's still lit up at night. They're going to turn some of those into apartments now. That's just a brief tour of Lower Manhattan. Everything we've seen is within 2 or 3 blocks of Ground Zero. This is personal for me. It's my neighborhood too. But you see just the kind of vibrancy going on here 11 years after 9/11. You get a sense of why this is the fastest growing neighborhood in New York. It's an amazing thing to be part of, something to appreciate.